We need the Red Sea to part again, or the rebirth of Houdini. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 9th, and what is going on, everybody? Well, what a week, what a crazy week, and of course, our Commander-in-Chief continues to show what an imbecile he is, along with the rest of the merry henchmen that have no idea of what is going on in the world or around them. Of course, we got the job number, but we'll talk about that in a minute. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is May the 9th, Sunday, and of course, this update is brought to you by our friends at Family Farms, friends and partners, okay? I mean, again, we've got the same agenda together to help our farmers do a better job, and in fact, we did a Q&A yesterday, which if you'd like the recording, and it was basically only on farmers hedging. So you can always get the recording. Just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll be happy to send it to you. In the meantime, Family Farms can't wait to see them in July when we do our live event, and hopefully we'll get to see them sooner than that. In the meantime, as I was saying, it's going to take one kind of magic trick or a miracle to get this economy back on track. Yes, I know you hear the great numbers, okay? But did you hear about the jobs number? It's funny. It's a funny thing how suddenly, as the economy opens up 100% almost, we can't get anybody to work. Oh, that's right, because they're getting stimulus. They're getting free money, and they're too lazy to get off their ass and couch and go to work, okay? So, I mean, why not continue to pay them more and buy votes? I mean, what could be better than that, okay, to assure yourself to stay in power and in the office, okay? I mean, this is going to be a very scary time for many, many reasons, okay? From the overwhelming left on the media that continues to, for whatever reason, we continue to go after Donald Trump. I don't know. I thought he was not the president anymore. Okay. But yet we, the taxpayers, are still spending millions of dollars going after him. Now, isn't that amazing? Okay. With all the stuff going on in the world, we're spending all of this money and time trying to make sure that this man doesn't run again in 2024. I mean, you have to kind of give it a chuckle because, geez, you would think that it's over. He's gone. He's out of power. But obviously, they are worried about something. And, of course, they love to give away the money, okay, because, of course, they're not paying for it. When is the last time they took a pay cut? Okay. When's the last time they created anything? And that doesn't matter if you're left or right. Okay. When is the last time the government ever did anything really good? Okay. I don't count stimulus as really good. I think this is the most ridiculous package ever, especially when you see some of the swindling that's going on and some of the people that are getting checks. Okay. But at the end of the day, okay, there's so many jobs available, witnessed by a rise in unemployment number to 6.1%. Only 266,000 new jobs created. And of course, immediately, President Biden was out there trying to defend what's going on. There is no defense. Okay. You have restaurants in New York that cannot get help. Okay. They're paying dishwashers $25 an hour. Okay. Now, what's going to come of all this? Well, we all know what's going to come of all this because they have opened up the borders. All of these jobs will be filled by illegals. You can bet on it. Okay, this is not anything new. Okay, so you can bet that the jobs for every job out there will be filled eventually. It just will not be filled legally. Okay, and of course it won't go to workers here. And by all means, let's continue to shut down anything that we manufacture, anything that we build. I mean, let's make sure that OPEC really buries the United States of America, okay, because of our are climate change, supposedly. Okay. Now, of course, if that indeed is factual, and I don't know whether it is or it isn't. Okay. There were certainly better ways to do this, and by ending all these jobs and giving full control back to OPEC, back to Russia, and back to China, to me, is not the answer. Okay? I mean, you can tell me all you want, but from a straight logic standpoint, that is not the answer. Putting the people that hate us the most in control of us. Okay, this is working its way to be uglier and uglier and uglier, and you've got some of the hedge funds that have now melted down, and of course they're already talking about new regulations for them. I want to know who's going to regulate the regulators. Okay, somebody please tell me who's going to regulate these idiots that continue to print money. Okay, who's going to regulate the destruction of American wealth? The supposed party of the small has systematically enhanced the wealthy, okay, by destroying every single small business with their lousy policies, and of course allowing the uber wealthy to gain huge amounts of money. But I suppose that would be Donald Trump's fault. Okay, it has nothing to do with what's going on now. God forbid. God forbid we could find something wrong with a guy that won't even come out of the basement, and every time he opens his mouth, sticks his foot in it. Okay, but hey, look, you've got now Texas allowing gun carrying, okay, concealed gun carrying without a license. Okay, you think they're not afraid? Okay, at the same time, okay, the 5 states or cities that have the most gun violence and the most murders are also the 5 cities that have the most amount of regulation within. So the simple answer is the criminals are going to get the guns. Okay, so let's just move on. Okay, because you're going to end up in a shooting war. Okay, within. You are going to end up with another revolution here because we are losing control of everything from the people to the finance. Okay, and none of it is any good. Okay, I mean, you've got rents are soaring to the moon. Why? Well, because housing's so cheap. So now, first of all, if they're getting paid rent, okay, if they're getting their rent money, it is soaring higher. Okay, again, you keep giving away money to people that can't pay it back, but don't worry about it because, of course, we'll bail out the banks, no problem. Okay, let's let them continue to get their way of what they want. Okay, and of course, we have our commentary will be more about this, but we have supposedly, according to the 3 blind mice, transitory inflation, brand new word, but we'll cover more of that in our commentary. Okay, because I've got a few choice things to say about it, but you have a situation that is setting up that has all the makings of a major beatdown. Now, again, I am not going to predict a market collapse anytime soon, but I'm certainly telling you that the warning signs are about as clear as you can get. Okay, from soaring rent to denying inflation, because there are so many things that could happen to change this, which will. Add in, okay, the cryptocurrencies are soaring again. Ethereum hit 3,800 yesterday. Okay, so we have the continuation of the big moves up in the crypto space, which is only telling you one thing, that we the people are tired of the Fed intervention. Okay, that is, at the end of the day, that is the story. Okay, you can make anything you want out of that, but at the end of the day, that is the story because, again, people don't want their money messed with because we know how this movie ends. We don't know how long the movie is, but we certainly know how it ends. And of course, the bankers will end up getting rich while the rest of us get the benefit of paying the tab. And JP Morgan, who was, I believe, against cryptocurrencies, is now touting them. Interesting. Okay. It's always interesting. And I will bet you any amount of money that they were investing when they were bashing it as well. Okay. So, we can talk about the Warren Buffetts and the Charlie Mungers and Bitcoin is rat poison and rat poison on steroids. I like to see inside their portfolios. Don't be surprised if they own some too. Do you think they're going to let Elon Musk and those guys have all the fun? So, obviously, we've got major issues, not to mention, only a slight little cyber attack that shuts down the entire U.S. gasoline pipelines. Okay. So, we've got cyber attacks, and this is thankfully that we allowed the China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia to take control of our country once again. Okay. So, and we don't need them, which makes it even a sadder case, because we should be independent and flexing our muscles instead of being weak. Okay. And denying the fact that we do have some disastrous inflation, and we can deny it all we want. We can continue to listen to the Fed tell us that they have not met their inflation target yet. And what we're going to find out is that we're going to have inflation, so to speak, on steroids at some point. Okay. But, again, Biden is trying to get out in front of the jobs, which, what can he do? Okay. It's his creation. Okay. That has this that is brought upon this, the availability of staying home because you can make more money sitting on your ass than going and getting a job has destroyed it. But again, as I said, the jobs will be replaced, and they will be all by undocumented workers. You can bet on it. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. It is Sunday, May the 9th. And of course, always great to be with you. And we'll be back after the break with our market segment for Sunday. I want to remind you of, first of all, our commodity report that is written by Andy Heck, Technomental. If you're a commodities follower or a trader of commodities, there is no better report in the world, than Technomental. Okay, you want it straight from a fundamental and technical standpoint. Okay, the report that Andy does is by far the best, most comprehensive, using our algorithms to determine the trend. Okay, and again, you can get yours at BubbaTrading.com under Technomental. You can go monthly or annual. But if you're a commodities involved in trading it or doing anything with them, you don't have it, shame on you. In the meantime, we do have two brokerage partners. I have many brokers myself, but I have two brokers that I prefer and I obviously love to talk about because they both offer our members very unique and special ways to do business. And of course, for commodities and futures, there is the CTG Group, which, look, they've got the best customer service in the industry. They understand the business. They are the only broker that is authorized to trade our letter of direction, our portfolio models. Okay. And by the way, new record highs in about 6 or 7 of the portfolios this week. So again, after the drawdown, which we said there would be new highs, there is new highs. And of course, they've got some great managed futures products on their own. And I urge you to check them out. Go to info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, for Tradier, I say more than $10 a month. Okay. I mean, if you ever did the math on how much you would save, I assure you that if you trade any quantity whatsoever, you will be saving more than enough to fund your IRA every year by the amount of commissions you'll be saving. Add in that they've got wonderful customer service, and add in that we have their APIs, so we are able to automate our hedging models and our portfolio trading, okay, and at no cost to you. Okay, the only thing you have to be with is Trader. But in your membership, you get the availability to use our portfolio models through automatic trade, so you can be anywhere and your portfolio will trade the way it is supposed to. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, your host, Todd Bubba Horwitz, and let's talk about the markets. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 9th, and of course, every week we give you a complete rundown of the market and our positions and if there's any changes. And of course, this update is brought to you by our friends at Trader Brokerage. Okay, we just talked about them, but again, it's $10 a month. I don't know how you could even think about beating that. It's virtually an impossibility to do so. Okay, but hey, again, it's your money. You go where you wish, but it saves me 5 figures a month. Okay, and that's money I get to go spend myself. Plus the fact that we've got their algorithms, or their APIs, which means they can, if you choose, it's up to you. There is no demand. You don't have to do anything. You stay where you are. There is no. But if you want to use automatic trading at $10 a month with no charge from us other than our membership fee, Trader is the place. Okay, and of course, markets. We're seeing some divergence within markets now. Okay, as the Dow and the S&P close on Friday at all-time highs. Okay, so once again, they continue to go ballistic to the upside, being fueled by cheap money, okay, being fueled by the uber wealthy, because the average American doesn't have the capital to run markets like this. Certainly, we all know our 401ks and our IRAs are able to invest, but those investments don't drive the market the way that it's being driven. On the other side of the equation, now we're still long both of these as well, but the NASDAQ and the Russell have had troubles in here and are really just in consolidation. In fact, last week, the NASDAQ and the Russell were both flat to lower. Okay, so you're seeing some interesting divergence, and I guess you could call what they like to call, which is a hoax, but the risk-on, risk-off trade, because the risk-on, risk-off was a trade created, okay, to create more trading volume for those people that need it so that they get paid and get their commissions. Okay, so again, you can take that wherever you want, but I'm just telling you that, 43 years in this business, I'm making that comment. Okay, because if they didn't pull their money out of the others, the markets wouldn't have gone down as they did. So in the meantime, as we take a look at the metals, well. Now, of course, we are long across the board, with the exception of platinum, because platinum is just not liquid enough. I would love to have it in the portfolio, but unfortunately, its liquidity is not enough for our members. Now, certainly, I'd be a buyer of physical, which I am all the time. Okay, physical metals, gold, silver, and platinum. But we are now long across the board, and both gold and silver had beautiful moves, especially on Thursday, breaking them out, looking like they're going to take them to the next levels. And we would expect these rallies to continue, okay, because you do have obviously some currency concerns, especially when you start to hear more about digital currency. And I'm not talking about the crypto digital currency, which is real. I'm talking about the government or centrally bank-controlled digital currency, which will be a disaster and a nightmare. Okay, and of course, copper. Jeez, I don't know if I've ever seen a market like this before. I'm sure I have, but I mean, can you imagine at the pace, all-time record highs? Okay, and there seems to be no end in sight. Now, again, we know it will end at some point, but we were long copper and made a ton, got chopped up in consolidation a little bit, and then it broke out again. We got long again, and it was up like 13 cents on Friday. Okay, which is, if you're looking at futures dollars, that's about $3,200. Okay, per contract. So think about it from that standpoint, how big that move really is. In the meantime, that gas is trying to push through that $3, and it's unusual at this time of year, but it continues to push its way up. And hey, look, we're long, so it's okay with me. Let it go. Crude oil continues to go up, and of course it's going to go up. You give the criminals the keys, and they're going to drag you right through it. They're going to run you over, okay? And that again, to me, is a major issue. Not only did you give up some great jobs, and I'm not talking about 5 jobs, I'm talking about tons of jobs, high-paying jobs. It hurt the real estate market, the restaurant business. It hurt every single business, because just like what's going to happen in Chicago and the financial district, when they shut the floors down, all those businesses will be out, okay? And you will have a ghost town, all right? In the meantime, the dollar crushed, okay, which is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to control the money supply. In fact, they've gone so far as to eliminate the weekly reporting of the money supply so they don't have to disclose the damage that they're doing and the amount of capital they're flushing into this, okay, which is really just making your dollars worth less, okay? But that's what you got. Bonds and notes, slightly higher. There's still a pretty big battle here, and I think that there's a very good chance that the 10-year sees over 2% this year, and you see that number, and you can bet on it that the market will start to fall apart, okay? Because there's a lot of money that would settle for 2% no risk right now, okay? So they were both higher, okay, and we have reversed them, but while we were long the 30-year, now we're long the 30 and the 10, okay? So you now see that although the rates may start to fall again, the bond vigilantes, they're going to come after it, okay? And I think the Friday jobs report is just the medicine they need to prove their point, okay? We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Again, I can't answer right now. The trends are higher, so the trends are counter what I'm telling you right now, okay? And look at the grain markets. My goodness gracious, have you seen moves? Now, if you look at the delivery months, now again, we don't trade it, and obviously it's 9 days past, but you know, May corn just closed at 7.75, okay, exploding. But I mean, July corn, which is where we are in long, of course, 7.35, new high. Soybeans, new high. Wheat, new high. It is fascinating that they don't go down. Every time they go down, and you know, every time I'm on RFD TV, I go, hey, listen, you just got to buy them. You got to buy them until proven otherwise. I haven't seen any proof that they're not going higher. So we will continue to be buyers. And in the meats, well, cattle, fat, and feeders were both lower, which is consistent with us being short them. And again, they'll find a bottom here somewhere. I don't like being short them here. But again, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to follow the magic and know that I will get long eventually. And of course, it'll be when the trend changes. And hogs, they're going, you know, they're about 112, 113. The high they've ever been was 138 when they had the PED, the flu, whatever that was, when the piglets were dying out of the womb because of the slop. But again, you'll see, you know, at some point, these prices will become a little bit too high, but we are going right into season, and tie that in with the economy opening up. And I think the stadiums are going to open up and more people are vaccinated. So the meats in general will be in demand. And I believe that this summer will be more barbecues than ever in history before. Okay. So we should see a bounce there at some point. And as we take a look into the softs, okay, cotton is up. We're still long. Okay, OJ reversed. We didn't reverse. We're reversing tomorrow when it opens. Okay, but it did have a big up day on Friday, and we will be reversing out and going to the long side of OJ. We are still long coffee. We are still short sugar, and we are still short cocoa. Okay, and again, they've been going very well. I mean, there's always moments. There's always going to be a bounce here or there that will create. But at the end of the day, very satisfied. And again, to remind you, the cryptocurrencies are exploding. And the once joke of the space, Dogecoin, I actually heard an interview. You know, I don't typically listen to the news, but it was by accident. I heard it in the car. But it sounds to me like they're investing in other cryptos and creating their own crypto because we can't seem to get an ETF. Although the Bitcoin Mini opened last week on the CME, which is now tradable because it's only $2,800 with a margin. And it was okay. It wasn't as big as the equities, but it was a reasonable amount of action. And of course, half the platforms didn't put it up. So I think we'll see this week much bigger moves, but it is now tradable. And if the SEC would get off their ass and put up, let the ETFs clear, we could have some real nice action in the crypto space. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Words. We're going to step out here for a break and come back with my commentary. And a happy Mother's Day to all. Welcome back. Oh, we're not welcome back. I got to tell you who's our sponsors. We'll do it next time. Hell with it. In the meantime, welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. It is Sunday, May the 9th. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. Both of you. The ones that are mothers and the ones that are mothers. Okay. Happy Mother's Day. Have a great day. Make it a special day and take care of your mother. Do something good for her. Okay. In the meantime, okay, as I said, there's a brand new word now. Okay, transitory. Okay, transitory inflation, transitory this, transitory people, transitory. So now, because they have no other excuse, the three blind mice, the Federal Reserve, the imbeciles. Okay, so it became from real inflation. It's now transitory inflation. So what does that mean? Okay, that it's not going to stay. Do you think that suddenly, crude and food is going to go down? Do we suddenly think copper is going to fall apart? Oh, wait, they don't count those as part of the inflation curve either. Isn't that interesting? Okay. The things we use the most, okay, don't get counted in inflation, which tells you what? That maybe the Fed should be transitory out of the office. Okay. May we should end the Fed. Okay. Because they create nothing but more heartache. You will see. They will be forced to start to lift rates. You watch, okay? And when that starts to happen, their transitory inflation will explode into what it's going to be, because you're going to get hyperinflation with what they're doing, okay? It is the mathematics. Forget about the economists who have no clue, because they don't know that anything was wrong until it was over 10 years from now. I'm telling you now, the whole process is broken down because of the excess stimulus, printing of money, cheap money, allowing those who have to gain even more. But we only have transitory inflation, so nothing to worry about here. Just move along, because I'm sure they've got it under control like they've had every other time in history. Oops. Well, maybe not. Maybe never would be a better answer. Because never has the Federal Reserve been prepared nor handled the making of a market collapse. Now, again, it's going to collapse at some point. It'll come back, and it'll go back to its averages of 8% over year. But we first need to replace all the idiots that continue to tell us something that is virtually an impossibility, and have to quit telling us of how we don't understand what they're doing, because they don't know what they're doing, but they want to make it so complicated. They want us to think that they're correct, and they are incorrect. Okay, this is real inflation, because we're paying real dollars that we'll never get back. Okay, so ask any farmer about fertilizer, fuel, and everything else. So they can take their transitory, and you know where they can put it, where the sun don't shine. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And have a great day. Take care of your mother. Make sure you should take care of her every day, but give her something extra special today. I always thank you for being here, right here on Bubba's Bottom Line, and we will see you back here tomorrow with, of course, Bubba's Daily Update. And let's see what happens. But the cryptos are exploding, so we'll see the big picture. It will start to become clearer and clearer. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy. Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you later.